Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I will be giving my commentary on Carlos King speaking tonight about how he had to fly down to Huntsville, Alabama to kind of bring the cast back together of Love and Marriage Huntsville ahead of filming for season 6. And so we're going to talk about why that was so significant for him to talk about, over a year later. Now, before we get into the details, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video, or even if you were to hit the dislike button, it all works the same, meaning that YouTube will push this video out through its algorithm, recommending this video to more people who love to discuss the various topics surrounding Love and Marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. And of course, everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed for criticism. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. So I want to give some context as to what would lead Carlos to talk about having to go down to Huntsville ahead of the season 6 filming. So as you can see in this visual, Carlos King went live tonight on his YouTube channel with Jamie and Arena Tyler from Love and Marriage DC. I know that some of you do not watch Love and Marriage DC, so I'll give you a quick context. So they are recapping the latest episode that just aired tonight. And they started talking about how the cast is pretty much divided to the point where they do not want to physically be around each other, not even to film. Sound familiar? And so they're actually going to talk about maybe, Carlos has to step in, and that's when he's going to reminisce to when he had to fly down to Huntsville and talk with the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville ahead of season 6. And then also, we all know that that led to him wanting to focus on the core 6, and then that led to the Black Expo. So now we are going to we're going to listen to this soundbite where Arena Tyler talks about how the cast is just pretty much in shambles. And then I will come back with my commentary.
Because before I wrap things up, and guys, this season of Love and Marriage DC is on fire, as you can tell. Y'all watch every Saturday, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and hashtag LAMDC. Okay, Linda B. So how does well dang Linda B. I'm about to get to that. Linda B. Are you a psychic raindrop, baby? That's going to be my final question.
The raindrop.
Okay, thank you for your $4.99. What's her name again? Is it Linda? Linda B. No.
Linda B. Linda is the #1 fan too.
No, Linda B. is one of my psychic raindrops. We call her Miss Cleo B, honey. Thank you, Linda B, girl. And I support you with your $4.99, honey. Yes. Okay. So how does the cast move on if everyone has a problem with each other? Where do we go from here?
Carlos, you might have to step in. Because we've been having these conversations.
I did that in Huntsville last year.
And you're going to have to do what you did in Huntsville. In order for this cast to move forward, you're going to have to fly to D.C., sit us.
I'm going to fly to D.C., have a realtor look for me a house in PG County because I want to be where the rich Black people live. So go ahead. I'm listening.
To me, like we've had these conversations over and over and over again. And I just don't see how we can move forward. Right now, it's not good. I mean, we don't want to be in each other's presence at all.
And let me chime in. I think my issue is the lack of accountability over on that side. Like, I don't know how we move forward if every time your wife pop off for what, 10, 12, 20 episodes, it don't matter what she right or wrong. You're going to say, my wife right, and then I'm not that type of guy. I can't keep on playing these games with people, man. I just don't, my energy, my peace is more important than be arguing with y'all over her attitude.
Right.
And then when he wrong, he got poke his chest out and I'm this and I'm that, and she gonna say it's just too much.
Yeah, and we gotta grow up.
You gotta, that whole scene with Lil Jamie should have been 10 minutes. Lil Jamie, my bad. Not all this, as a man, you should have. No, you don't have to. You said it on national TV. He played the game, and then you get mad because he said it on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. The man almost 30 years old. You can't tell him how to respond to that. It just, to me, it was just and you know it was longer than what they showed. It's like we in here arguing over this dumb stuff. For what? Just say you was wrong. If I spoke on their kids, they'd have been ready to knock my door down. And I said, my bad, I ain't know. I would humble myself and move forward. What I am learning about reality TV, you can have these altercations, but you got to move forward. You got to get to the next.
No, we have to move forward. Listen.
High school behavior has to go, Carlos. Like, you shouldn't be telling somebody you can't be friends with this person, or you call her first, you didn't come see me first. Like, I can't be around people like that.
Well, I think that's the reason why there needs to be a conversation. So apparently, I'm not wearing a robe, I'm wearing a cape, because I have to be Superman and fly my ass down to D.C. in PG County, look for a house, then meet with y'all to get the group back together. Because my thing is this, if I can get the Huntsville cast to film together and be good, then I know I can get that for the Tylers and the Silvas, because at the end of the day, we have to move forward in order for things to move forward. But I know that
it's going to be a little harder than Huntsville, to be honest.
No, it ain't. Until somebody accuses your man of having 20 girlfriends, baby, I think until somebody said, roll up to the bar and see where your husband's at. Roll up to the bar, okay?
I think it's
somebody says, well, that's why your husband bought so-and-so BMW. And Carlos, Reginald King the first, can get those folks to see eye to eye. You and Ashley's beef to me isn't that deep. Now, what I'm going to have to do is remove Jamie from the equation. I'm going to talk to the girls. I'm going to talk to the girls alone. Okay?
Okay.
Jamie and little Jamie will be upstairs, and then I will handle Irena and Ashley myself. And who knows, I may be doing this sooner than y'all think. So, stay tuned. Anyways.
Okay, so you heard it. So Carlos is already thinking that he's going to go to Maryland and mediate. He wants to speak with, it sounds like just Irena and Ashley. And he says he's going to keep the men out of it. After this soundbite, he actually told Jamie that he is Peter Thomas reincarnated. You know, I have to kind of like marinate on that. I don't think he's as bad as Peter Thomas from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And don't get me wrong, Jamie, he totally gives red pill manosphere, but he's still not as bad as some of the guys over in there, that sector and that mindset. But, you know, he wants to get just Ashley and Irena so that they can talk it out. Now, for those of you who do not watch Love and Marriage DC, you could be wondering what's the problem. Where it goes back to Christmas 2022 when they were first filming for season 2 of Love and Marriage DC, and there was a physical altercation between Ashley and Joy. Joy and Cliff are the latest couple to join Love and Marriage DC. They came from Ready to Love. Joy was irritated with Ashley because Ashley blew up their spot, revealing that they were already married. So they thought they were going to just pretend on Love and Marriage DC to be like engaged. Some people feel like they wanted probably OWN to pay for them to have like a wedding special, to pay for like the venue and all of that so that they could film it. But, you know, that's a very good guess, in my opinion. And, you know, Ashley kind of blew that all up by revealing on the show that they were already married. And it led to a physical altercation at Ashley's house during her Christmas party. Ashley is ticked off at Irena because Irena very innocently and naturally went and checked on Joy first, because that was like the first human that she saw walk past her and was angry. And Ashley is actually mad at Arena because she did not physically check on her first. Arena literally went up to Ashley and said, "Are you okay?" And Ashley just starts going off on her, telling her to get the F out her face. And then she tells her it's because she did not check on her. Just really, really insane. And, you know, with Jamie, he doesn't understand why Quick, Ashley's husband, never corrects her. In my opinion, Ashley is the one with the masculine energy in that marriage. And Quick just goes along because he wants a peaceful house as much as possible. But it seems like Ashley, being like the spoiled mean girl, you know, it is affecting the cast ability to film with each other. Sound familiar? So Carlos, it made him think of when he had to fly down to Huntsville ahead of season 6 to bring the core 6 back together. And I think his brainstorming was, if I make season 6 about the core 6, they'll have to film together and maybe they'll learn to be cordial with each other. So he is already mapping up a plan to try and get Ashley and Arena back on the same page. I am not convinced so far that Ashley Silva is as professional as like Melody Cherie and the others on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think they're even more professional than Ashley Silva from Love and Marriage DC. So I don't know if he can get her on board to film again with the cast should they get another season on OWN. But I just thought that it was so interesting that Carlos King, he would actually, his memory would be triggered back to when he had to fly down south. And he felt like the problems on Love and Marriage Huntsville, in my opinion, they really intensified when Wanda tried to sucker punch Melody at the relaunch. But in Carlos' eyes, Love and Marriage Huntsville had worse problems than on Love and Marriage DC. He thinks that he can bring back the DC cast, but Arena feels like they have some serious problems and they may not be able to come back together. Now, what I will say is, you know, we've all watched reality TV. You know, I've watched so many of the Real Housewives franchises, not just Atlanta, not just Potomac. I watch Beverly Hills, I watch New Jersey, and I watch Orange County. Love those. So I can't really remember a time where there's an active cast, everyone is set to film the next season, but the executive producer has to fly into town to get them to film together. That is definitely more unique. The closest thing to this that I've seen is after season 9 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, ironically his last season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Phaedra made up the horrible stories about Kandi and Portia repeated them. That is the closest to when we've seen, and that is more of an icing out, you know, when they're trying to not film with a particular person to get them off, but the cast being divided. I've only seen that with the Love and Marriage franchise. And that is just oh so interesting to me. But what do you all think about the problems on Love and Marriage DC with the cast not wanting to be physically around each other and Carlos King having to step in and mediate? What I also want to say is, because he made a comment at the end of that soundbite that, okay, I'm not wearing a robe, I'm wearing a cape. With his shows, there is this, your mind does have the thought like, wow, the HR department, the human resources department for the network, they have to start getting involved with the reality TV stars, because it kind of crosses boundaries, crosses lines. Now, I will say this. It was reported on the Real Housewives of Potomac that Karen Huger went to Human Resources after Candace sent her a really mean text, back when Monique Samuels was still on the show and they had their physical fight. And allegedly, Candace sent Karen a text telling her that she was going to go to hell. So Karen took that text and she took it to HR. So it is, I'm going to say, sort of kind of normal for reality TV stars to perhaps sometimes go to HR. But I'm going to lean on, I'm going to actually rephrase that and say it's not really so much common, but it is something that, you know, a person would have the thought to do. But yes, definitely, I thank you all so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button on this video. I appreciate the support. It's a free way to support the channel. And please let me know in the comments, what do you think about this conversation and Carlos thinking back to when he had to fly down to Huntsville? Do you all think that executive producers for other reality TV shows have had to do this? My guess is no, because I've never seen anything close to this. All right, well, I will talk with you all soon. I hope you're doing great and take good care. Bye.